Hey! It's a noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Yeah.
BBN Jackfruits. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We got some things to talk about. All right, so last week was my birthday. I did 0 things. Last week was not just my birthday, but it was also Thanksgiving. I hope everybody ate well and got an opportunity to spend time with your loved ones. I just stayed home. I didn't go out. I didn't visit nobody. I didn't want to visit anybody. I didn't want to go anywhere. I had peace, solitude, and I didn't have to go around any of the individuals that like to create problems and then play the victim. So that was an incredible week for me. We are 100%. Right now, we're probably running at about 30 or 40% of what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start off slow and not try to push everything. But like I said, and I was talking last week, we're going to get back to regular BBN business that we usually drop. Generally, it's going to be daily. Don't worry about it. And our weekly programs, we are bringing back. Just last week, it was my birthday on Tuesday. And then the rest of the week, it was Thanksgiving. And so it was, it was a quiet week. With that being said, we got a lot to talk about. First thing I want to say is Somalia. Am I right? So, and I want to be clear about this. I got an analogy I'm about to give you on 2 minutes. But I want to be clear about this, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding about what I'm going to say. Somalia is 100% doing what Trump said that they are doing. 100%. And Tim Walz allowed it. And I just really need for people to understand something real quick. If Trump loses the election, our vice president, forget who our president was. I don't even want to. Our vice president would have been a governor that funded another country. They done sent like $1.7 billion to Somalia of stolen American money. See, this is the problem with the liberals. I'm going to explain. So the best way I could say it is like this. Do you ever see those people that they get pulled over by the police and they're in their car and the police just come up to the window and ask them a simple question like license or registration, and they're in the wrong? I want to make sure that I'm adding this context to it. They are in the wrong. It's not a situation where the police is pulling them over and the police is a jerk. I'm talking about when the police is actually wrong. So there's no analogy that needs to be added. There's no information that needs to be added on this like a what if. I'm telling you what the situation is. Person driving, police pull them over because they are in the wrong, whatever the thing might be. And the police walk up and they'll say something like, could I get a license and registration? And then the individual in the car, instead of actually giving the license and registration, they start asking a whole bunch of questions. What license? What law did I break? Then the police tell them, well, you blew that stop sign right there and you made an illegal turn. But what law did I break? You blew the stop sign and then you made an illegal turn. You made a turn into the left lane and that wasn't allowed. But what law did I break? You understand how crazy these people are? That's like arguing with a liberal. You understand? When you're saying something that's factual and makes sense, they're going to go off into a tangent about stuff that don't got nothing to do with what you're talking about, or they're going to try to package whatever the situation or the incident is. So while he's saying what you are being pulled over for, and you're saying what law did I break, knowing that traffic violations is a traffic violation. That's not a law. I'm going to say this again so people don't understand why when individuals be like, what law did I break? Why you should be looking at them like you're a complete idiot. It's a traffic violation. Running a red light isn't against the law. It's a traffic violation. Pulling into the wrong lane isn't against the law. It's a traffic violation. So what the left tries to do is confuse their masses because they're not tricking anybody else. The left is actually reducing. It's like in a reduction, if anybody knows what that is. So it's like when you're cooking and you're doing anyway. So the left is actually getting smaller in America, not larger. They're getting smaller. People are not leaving the right and going to the left like they're pretending. This is not happening. Like, obviously, there's people switching sides and no, the same. So on a small scale, absolutely. But on a large scale, this is not happening. The left is 100% losing. 100%. Us black people don't know because we live in a freaking echo chamber. Wherever our neighborhood or our community is, 75 to 80% of us live in an echo chamber. We live in a place where even the people that know better just, I don't want to be bothered with that. So I'm just going to agree with this person. We live in that type of society right now, where there's people that just are saying whatever to people on the left because no, I don't want to argue with you over this. I got other things going on in my life, fam. So I want to be clear. I'm going to tell you what Tim Walz did, and I want to be clear about this. And when I explain this, you're going to understand why the Democrats are dangerous. And I'm not talking about the voters. Obviously, the voters, because y'all voting for these people, I have no idea why. But the elected officials are dangerous. And before I say this thing about Tim Walz, I want to be clear about something. They know that they are the minority, and it's not 50-50 in America. I don't even believe it's 60-40. I think it's more like 75-25. I don't even think it's 70-30. I think it's more like 75-25. And they're getting smaller and smaller. Remember, their only base that they had that they were growing were the college students. And now that the college students that have, that aren't evil, and I'm saying this specifically for the way that I am, evil, aren't evil, and didn't side with the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, that turned a lot of college students into Republicans. I want to say the Tim Walz thing, but I want to, one more thing. I need for people to understand this. There are a lot of people in America that are neither Republican or Democrat. I mean, there's a lot of them. Millions. If you look at their voter card, whatever, it'll say Republican or to say Democrat. But these people float. They just chose Republican and or Democrat because that's what the rest of their family is doing. But they float. They vote for whoever they think is the best candidate. They vote for whoever has the best plan. I promise you that this is what's going to happen during midterms. Listen and pay attention. The left does not have anything to offer. The only thing they have to offer is Trump hate. They have nothing else to offer. They have no policies. They have no nothing. All of their policies help people that are not American. Every policy they have is for helping other countries or helping immigrants. Not even immigrants. They're not even trying to help immigrants. Helping other. For anybody say they are trying to help immigrants, then why before they opened the border didn't they, everybody that was trying to become a citizen, why didn't they just make them a citizen first and then open the border? I'm going to say that again. So before they opened the border, when they got back in the presidency, why didn't they just make everyone that was going through the immigration process, why did they just rubber stamp them, every last one of them? Because it was never about immigrants. It was about getting rid of not needing the black vote anymore. You see, there's a plan that they did that worked too well. The abortion plan. The abortion plan that they had, it worked too well. Our numbers aren't growing. How many years have black people been 13% of the population? Our numbers aren't growing. You understand? So even though black people exclusively damn near vote Democrat, it doesn't matter. They've convinced our women to abort like 3 out of every 4 babies. It's probably a higher number than that, by the way, just so we could be clear. It's probably closer to like 5 out of every 6 babies get aborted. Like, it's an incredibly high number. Like, incredibly high. It might be somewhere closer to 10 to 20, just to be honest. I'm just not trying to go, you know, I'm trying to stay inside of the realm of what some people could gather. You understand? So what happened is that Democratic plan worked too well. So we're not having babies no more. So now the Democrats need to look for a different base. And this is why I have such an issue with the black people that just, they're going to vote Democrat and they don't care. Because y'all know nothing about politics, the majority of you. You know nothing about politics. And the ones that know a little something only know the lies, for the most part. Tim Walz is the governor of Minnesota, and he allowed Ilhan Omar and her Somalian people to steal $1.7 billion from America and ship it over to Somalia. Why are we shipping $1.7 billion to Somalia? And this, it didn't go all in one clump. It's like a whole lot of people. All of the money together was 1.7 billion, probably more. Why are we doing that? We could have used that same $1.7 billion on veterans. Tell me where I'm wrong. We could have used that $1.7 billion on the foster care system. Tell me where I'm wrong. I need to know why Democrats are so, the voters specifically, because I understand why the politicians are doing it. But the voters, I need to know why the Democratic voters are so hell-bent, the black Democratic voters are so hell-bent in helping everybody else but don't want anything for black people. I'm curious. Because, don't tell me you do, because Trump keeps offering us stuff and the Democrats say he's lying, and then y'all believe him. Y'all believe that he's lying. So Trump stay trying to give black people stuff, but he can't. He tried to give us safe neighborhoods. Y'all don't want that. Because you probably got a relative who's a criminal. So you don't want him to go to jail. So you know what? Let's keep the streets dangerous. It doesn't matter if 6 or 7 people die every weekend. That one cousin of mine who's no good and he's a whole low life, I don't want him to go to jail. I don't care how many innocent people gotta die and be terrorized. That low-life cousin of mine who's never gonna be any good at anything, who has no aspirations in life. Yeah, I don't want him to go to jail. He gotta be out to beat on his baby mama. Beat on all his baby mamas. Don't want to leave the other 2 out. So this is why y'all vote Democrat. Because Democrats soft on crime. And instead of thinking, we need to clean our streets up, you're thinking, if the police come and arrest my cousin, he gonna go to jail forever because he a terrible person. If the police come and arrest my brother, he gonna go to jail because he a terrible person. If the police come and arrest my aunt, she gonna go to jail forever because she a terrible person. So I hate the police. See how that sound? It don't make no sense, right? It's absolutely insanity, right? Hold on, let me show y'all a clip. I got some clips. But this, to me, this is how black people sound when they be like, you know, we don't want the National Guard to come. The National Guard went to D.C. D.C. is one of those cities where kids come up missing all the time. National Guard went there. There was no crime and no kids came up missing. Also, the kids that come up missing, guess what color they generally are? Black. Memphis, another place that has a real bad trafficking, human trafficking situation. Trump sent troops there. So y'all don't want the troops there either. But while Trump was there, violent crimes went down and kids turning up missing went down. But black people hate that. Them kids, they gotta come up missing. We hate Trump so much, we don't care how many kids get stolen and then abused. That's how much I hate Trump. Y'all know what ICE's actual job is? Hold on, I'm going to show y'all what ICE's actual job is, because I think people don't understand what they do. I know people don't. I factually know people don't be understanding what they're doing. They just do whatever these guys tell them to do. I just tell you, I got this thing in my way. I hit every button. That looks terrible. Okay, here we go. Stable on two. Ah. I'm thinking other things other than what I'm typing. Just so we can clear. I'm thinking about other things. ICE is a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement. Protects national security, public safety by enforcing immigration laws and combating cross-border crime. It's cross-border crime. Cross-border crime. Keep that in mind. Duties include identifying, apprehending, removing aliens, detaining them, and removing them from the U.S. Also investigating crime. So ICE is moving around with Homeland Security. Homeland Security investigations. Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand? Now, so what is one of the things that ICE does? Investigates a wide range of crimes, including human trafficking, child exploitation, and contraband smuggling. Y'all, I just need for people to comprehend what I'm explaining. Y'all hate with a passion the people whose job it is to protect children. I'm going to say this again, and this is just why these people are just disgusting to me, and I don't care what nobody's saying. I don't care what you think about what I think about. Y'all hate people whose job it is to save children, to literally save children from some of the most horrifying things that you could do to a child. God hates y'all. I promise you. Well, he don't hate y'all, but he hate who you are, like the things you're doing. I promise you. This is not something God loves. Imagine being somebody who you go get a job, and the job you get specifically is because you want to, you know, maybe you had a situation that happened to you when you was a child. So now you get older and you're like, I don't never want that to happen to anybody else. So you become part of ICE after, you know, being a part of this organization and that organization or whatever. And you finally work your way into, now you work with ICE and you're saving children. So now you go 5, 6, 7 years of your life that you're just saving child after child after child, and you just love your job. And then all of a sudden Trump becomes president. And now when you're going to save children, you have grown adults fighting you so that those children could stay being abused. Fighting you to make sure that those children could stay being abused. Because that's what the protesters, they're not protesters. That's what the rioters are doing. I'm going to tell you, one of the most painful gifts that God could give you is, well, there's a couple, but all of them comes with their own issues and problems. But one of them is to be an empath. That's just you're just gonna have a life of no one ever understanding you. You're gonna have a life of you just seeing people trying to manipulate you, and then they notice you trying to manipulate you, so now they hate you because they noticed it. You know what I'm saying? Now they busy tearing your name down, calling people you a liar, because they have to do that because they're the liar. They're the terrible individual. So they have to tear your name down. They have to make you look as bad as possible because they know who you are. And that's one of the most difficult gifts, that I assume God gives out. And it's also one of the most powerful, just so we could be clear. And I think the left has just no empathy. I think it's been removed from them by the thing that they worship, Satan. Because they worship Satan. Don't get it confused. First of all, they worship aborting children. So that's like one of the most important things to them is aborting children. Like they'll have babies just to abort them. We heard women on the left saying that they want to get pregnant just so they could go have an abortion. God said he knew us when we was in the womb. When Mary and John's mother first saw each other, well, not first saw each other, but saw each other the first time while they were pregnant, the babies spoke to each other in the womb, fam. God said he knew us in the womb. When Mary went to John's mother's home, her name Sarah. Who's John the Baptist's mother? What's her name? Elizabeth.
John the Baptist.
I don't know why I thought Sarah. Elizabeth. So when Mary saw Elizabeth and they were both pregnant, John the Baptist and Jesus spoke to each other. There was a energy, and the mothers felt it. So I want to be clear about this. God knew us in the womb. The womb. I got something to show y'all. Hold on. Let's get to this Somali stuff real quick. First, I want you to hear what he said about I want y'all to hear what he said about Tim first. Hold on. Check out what he said about Tim. Hold on. Do you understand? I'm gonna tell you what happened in a minute. So basically, what happened was this: Ilan Omar, her family was the ruling class in Somalia. They ran everything. They ran everything into the dirt. I'm gonna say that again. Ilan Omar and her family was the ruling class. They were the ones that was in charge of everything. So you know how she's over here always talking about got to take all of the money from the rich and the rich don't. That's who she was. They were so corrupt and they did so much corruption that they ran already not a great situation into the ground. Then, before they can execute her or whatever they was going to do with her, they kicked her out of the country. So she's kicked out of the country. Keep that in mind. I don't know if she could go back. I don't know that much. I know she got kicked out though. So listen and pay attention. She comes over here. She wants to stay over here. She can't just do that. So she marries her brother. Now, this isn't me trying to make a joke because apparently in the Arab world, like they marry their cousins and they stuff like that all the time. Like, it's not no big deal. Like, they'll marry their first cousins or their brothers or their sisters, and you know, everybody's like, hey, happy, you know, y'all knew each other forever. I knew it was gonna work. I knew y'all was the perfect couple when y'all was both 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Anyway, marries a brother to stay in the country. That in itself, you can't marry your brother, fam. Y'all do know this, right? Like, that's not something that's legal in the States of America. Marrying can you marry your freaking brother? Can you marry your brother in Minnesota?
No, Minnesota law prohibits marriage between siblings, including brothers and sisters, whether by blood or adoption. The state explicitly lists this as a prohibited marriage, along with other relationships like those between parents and children.
So her marriage is unconstitutional. So I just want to be clear about who the Democrats love and who they hate. They hate children because they don't want ICE to save any of the children. Right? Anytime ICE shows up and they're trying to save children, Democrats are trying to get in the way. Anytime Homeland Security show up, try to save children, they get in the way. Right? Just so we can be clear, liberals don't like children. They do not want them saved. And they will fight until their last breath to prevent ICE from saving any children. Let's be clear on that, because that's what they're doing. And before anybody say, then why they not just saying they going after? Because why? How are they going to do that? They're going to be like, yo, we going to D.C. to get all the traffickings. What do you think the traffickers are going to do? They're going to lay low, right? They're going to go hide the kids even harder, right? What do you think they're going to do?
I can't fulfill that request, as it seems to be...
Boom. What do you think they're going to do? Just to keep in mind, the Democrats want Trump to tell whoever he's trying to prevent from doing evil how he's going to prevent them from doing evil. How is he going to be able to be successful if he has to constantly tell the people who he's trying to stop everything that he's doing? How is he supposed to be successful? Now I'm going to hit you over the head. Why is that so important to the Democrats that the people who he's trying to stop know what he's doing? Why is that so important? One plus one is 2. Don't worry, the Epstein files is still coming. There's still a lot of stuff that's gonna drop in the Epstein files. What's happening what I believe is happening right now is that they didn't think the Epstein files was gonna actually ever drop. So I think they're like clamoring now to try to say and do certain things so certain information don't come out, because as we all know, Hillary Clinton just went and spoke positively about Trump the other day. Who had that on their bingo card? Hold on, we got a little bit more. I don't want to get off of this topic because you know how I just float. So Trump says that he stands by the claim that he made that Tim Walz, he's something wrong with him. And just so we could be clear, the reason why he's saying this is because Tim Walz allowed all of those, but there's something wrong with Tim Walz. But besides that, Tim Walz allowed the Somalian people to steal all of that money and send it back to their country. So check this out.
Sure. Hi. What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national? Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. I don't have the other mic on appropriately. Give me 1 second. I just looked at my levels and realized it. Boom. There we go. How in the heck? All right. Boom. There we go. So, once again, this country has been... Ilhan Omar and her family were part of the ruling class. They ran the country further into the ground. Wherever it was, they ran it further into the ground. Now they're over here talking about they're the fabric of Minnesota. That if you ship out the Somalians, Minnesota's going to go down. I say ship them all out. Every last one of them. If they're not a legal American citizen, ship them out. They just sent $1.7 billion back to Somalia. You know how they could have put that money into the foster care system. They could have put that money into the veterans, helping veterans. They could have put that money into helping the homeless everywhere except for California, because we know it would have never reached the homeless. $1.7 billion were just taken from our economy and put into the economy of Somalia. And we're going to have some liberal that's going to say, so what? They need help. They stole. And not only that, just so we could be clear, do y'all want to know how they did the stealing? I'll tell you. So apparently, all of them, they're just having a ton of kids over there that allegedly, it's not actually true, they're just saying that they do, have autism. So allegedly, they're lying about the amount of autism that they have. So since the kids is born with autism, they're getting tons of money from the government, and they're shipping that money back to Somalia. But the problem is, these kids are not being born with autism. Evil is as evil does. On one hand, they don't want any children to be saved by ICE. And on the other hand, they want to pretend like children are hurt so they can steal money. I need for somebody to explain to me how this isn't evil. I'm here. I'm listening, and I can accept. I need somebody to explain to me how this is not evil. Like, I need a whole full explanation, a chart, graph, everything. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is just some evil shit. As far as I'm concerned, this is evil. I'm sorry. You know, one of the things that liberals love doing? What they love doing is whenever you say something and you prove them wrong, they want to bring up another point immediately. And then you prove them wrong, then they want to bring up another point immediately. But what they do is right before, pardon me, let me reference that. Let me re-say that. What they do is they'll say something that's completely crazy. I want to be clear about this. Because the stuff they be saying be absolutely, completely crazy. So they'll say something completely crazy. It has no basis in reality. And then when you're explaining how it's crazy and it has no basis in reality, before you can get to your point that just proves they're an idiot, they're going to cut you off and try to change the subject. And then they're going to, if you intelligent enough to get that one, then they're going to try to cut you off and change the subject. So liberals, and just so we can be clear, I consider that to be a very disingenuous tactic that people use. I think that that's a tool of Satan's. I think that's a tool of Satan's. It's causing confusion. It's a tool that Satan uses. I got this person that uses that on me all the time, and then they swear like they love God, and I just be looking at them sometimes. I don't say nothing though, because whatever. But I just be looking at them sometimes, and I be like, there's gonna come a point before you pass away that you're gonna get enlightenment, and those people that you need to apologize to in order for you to be right with God, you're not even gonna be able to apologize to them. Think about that part. Think about that part. Just so we can be clear. Sorry about that. That's bananas. Fam, I need for y'all to understand. Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, allowed for a foreign country to steal $1.7 billion of American money and ship it to the foreign country. And y'all still think y'all should have made him vice president. Do you understand? Do you understand how crazy, like, this is bananas crazy stuff, yo. You know how many other countries, no other country I think in the world allows you to just go into their country without just walk in and just live there. Like, no other country in the world. Like, that's not a thing. Like, no other first world country. I'm pretty sure third world countries, you come and they like, thank you, somebody. We lost 100 people last week. But no country allows that. No country allows for people to just decide that they're just going to live in their country. And they're from another. No country allows that. What some of you people, liberals, need to do is get friends that aren't American and aren't from any of those places that y'all, like, aren't Palestinian, they're not Arab or nothing. Like, they're just people from a random different other country that, you know, don't have any stake. That's what y'all need. Y'all need some of those friends. Friends like from like Japan, they don't got no stake in none of this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they don't care about none of this. Like, I don't know. Some friends from like Italy, they don't really care about none of this. Some friends from like, I don't know, Brazil, or something. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care about none of this. You understand what I'm saying? They don't really care about none of this. Because one of the things that the American media isn't telling you is, ever since Trump started deporting people, a lot of other countries start doing the same thing, including Mexico. Did y'all hear about what's happening in the Dominican Republic right now? So apparently there is a mosque that was built. Hold on, I'm going to show you. I'll see if we can find it real quick. So apparently there was a mosque that was being built. People in Dominican Republic. How about that? Look, listen, pay attention. Reports indicate that some people in the Dominican Republic are upset over a proposed new mosque in Punta Cana, leading to an organized opposition based on the anti-Muslim sentiment and misinformation. Do you know that, and I just need for y'all to understand this, the Dominican Republic is the only flag that has a Bible on it. I'm not going to look that up. It's not hard to, you can Google that. It's not hard. The Dominican Republic is the only flag on the planet that has the American, the Bible. There's only one Bible. I was going to say American, but the Bible ain't American. It's world. It's earth. I was going to say Christian Bible, but, you know, has, I don't know what Bible's on it. It might be the Catholic Bible. In any regard, it has the Bible on their flag. They're not playing with these, with any Muslims. So what happened was there was they went and got a permit to build a building that was supposed to be like a housing unit, and instead of doing that, they built a mosque. So when people started realizing it was a mosque, now they're protesting. The city, the people that run the area said, nope, it's kibosh. Y'all gotta go. And everybody is 100% on board with getting them up out of there. I'm going to tell you what the issue is. Pay attention. They don't come and assimilate. And I'm not talking about all Muslims, obviously. And I'm not talking about all Arabs, honestly. I'm talking about the issue that people are having with the ones that they have issues with. They don't come and assimilate. You know what they're doing in Brooklyn right now? In New York City, they've been cutting off traffic to pray. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, they can literally just pray in places where they don't cut off traffic, but they choose to cut off traffic and pray. There's parks everywhere. Hell, they can go pray inside of the subway system. There's tons of subways. There's in our subways. There's like 42nd Street. There's tons of subway space where people can go and congregate 50 people and pray, 75 people and pray. I could think of 14th Street, freaking 42nd Street, 34th Street. I'm just thinking of the ones in Manhattan more than anything else. But no, there's a ton of places that they can go if they want to do it in the subway, if they want to be in the park, that they could just go and pray. But they're choosing to do it in a manner that inconveniences other people. That's a power play. That's intimidation. That's what you're going to do about it. And this is what our people want. The black people. This is what we want. They're replacing y'all with Somalians. And Now with Muslims, you're being replaced. Every other race of people in America knows this, except for the black people. Every other people know this. Like every other people. I swear I wish our people was just different, yo. I ain't gonna cap, yo. Like for real, for real. Like I swear we was just different other than the way that we are. Because every other race of people on the planet basically knows this. This is not a secret at all. This is nowhere near a secret. Everyone knows this except for the black people. And if you tell a black person about it, all of a sudden you hate black people. You're not trying to preserve our race. You're not trying to help our people. You hate black people. Some of this stuff just be too much. I apologize. Some of this stuff just be too much. It's just a lot, yo. It's just a lot. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot. And so hold on. I got more clips. But yeah, even in the Dominican Republic, they're trying to invade them. Somalia, invasion. That what they did over there in Massachusetts, that's an invasion. I'm not even talking about the Muslims right now. I'm talking about Somalians. That's an invasion. I mean, their main religion might be Muslim, for all I know. But I'm not talking about the Arab Muslims. I'm talking about Somalians specifically. In Minnesota, that's an invasion. We need us as black people. I'm going to tell you what the issue is, what I believe the issue is. I think the issue is y'all want to be attached to slavery too much. I just think black people just want to be attached to slavery so much. Like it's so important for black people to be acknowledged as we were slaves. I think that's the problem. People want to be a victim so bad that even when America lifts us up, we refuse to be lifted up. Everybody forgets when Donald Trump first presidency, all of the black people that he had inside of his inside of the Oval Office, like on the first couple of days, he brought all the black ministers, everything, all the black people in there. And then what happened? The Democrats still convinced y'all he's racist. So now he has to take a whole different way in order to help us. Because he can't just say, look, I'm here to help you, right? And this is what we're going to do. He can't do that. What do y'all think is actually happening when they deport illegals? Did y'all see when ICE shows up to Atlanta and then all of a sudden all of the construction sites are empty? Those are jobs. Remember those black jobs that Trump was talking about? And y'all laughed? Remember? He brought ICE to Atlanta, and then all of a sudden, all of the construction sites are empty. You know how many black jobs that? You know how many jobs that is for black people? For anyone, but Americans, but black people, pull up. They said, yo, look, y'all got all of these truck drivers, these fake licenses. We don't want them on the roads. Black jobs. There's going to be an idiot that, wow, that's a black job. First of all, do you know how much money construction people make? And do you know how much money driving a truck is? Those are extremely well-paid jobs. Extremely well-paid. All right? Black jobs. Those are the same black jobs Trump was talking about. And what did black people do? Laugh at him. What's a black job? What's a black job? I just told you. It's any job at all. Just like what's a white job? It's any job at all. Because he's not saying that they're black jobs as much as he's saying these are jobs that Americans should have. Why do you think they have the situation over in Georgia right now where they're doing, they're going to allow for all of these foreigners to come over and get specific jobs? But the question is, you want to know why the Democrats are pissed off? Because it's not the foreigners that they control. See, now, if he was allowing some Muslims to come in here, they'd be like this. If he was allowing some Somalians to come in here, they'd be like this. But it's not them. It's the Asian people who hate communism. Do you get it? When Trump is making these deals with these other countries, you know, part of those deals are allowing for some of their people to come over into America, right? So how would that be a deal for them if our borders were open? If anyone could come into America, how would that be a deal? But now, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make America like a country club. Everybody is not invited. Now, when you say, you know, if y'all do X amount of dollars in America that you're spending, yada, yada, we'll take 10,000 of your people a year. Now, that's a whole different deal. We'll take 20,000 of your people a year. That's a totally different deal. Because now America is an exclusive commodity. So I was talking to somebody previously, and they was talking to me about my dating life or whatever. And they pointed something out to me, and it was that since I'm not out here trying to bang every single thing, when I actually do get a girlfriend, you're going to probably be pretty faithful. And I'm like, well, I'm different than others. I believe God should be in our relationship. So if I cheat on her, I'm basically breaking my covenant with the Most High. So of course I'm going to be faithful. That doesn't make sense. But they brought up a different aspect of it. It's my mannerisms. I don't have the mannerisms of somebody that's out there trying to find nobody. So even if I find a female attractive, I'm not running over to her trying to get her number. I'm not trying to scoop her. I'm not really trying to do any of that stuff. I could look at her and be like, oh, she's attractive, and then go about my life. Because my life is fulfilling God's purpose. So I say all that to say this. Oh, shoot. I pulled the thing up. A person is going to do what their mannerisms is indicating. Right? So the Democrats have constantly been saying more immigrants, more immigrants, more immigrants. Except for when Trump says immigrants. It don't match. The whole pattern of behavior don't match. It don't match. So we are pro-immigrant unless Donald Trump is pro-immigrant. Once Donald Trump wants some immigrants to come in, then we anti-immigrants. You want to know the real reason why I believe Homegirl had to get up out of there, MTG? Marjorie Taylor Greene. First, I have no beef with her. Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She did a lot of good work out there. But what happened is Trump pulls up on her and he's like, yo, look at your numbers. You can't win. So he's not going to back her. That's basically what it was. Look, you can't win. Like, so I'm not going to back you. So as soon as she found out that, she started going anti-Trump all over the place. And she retired from being in, Senate, Congress, whatever else she did. She retired from her position of leadership in the government. But that's what the Democrats want. The Democrats want people to be like, oh, I was on Trump's side. And now all of a sudden, I hate Trump. Trump is the worst. But what did Trump do? Trump didn't speak bad about that woman at all, because he don't got no beef with her. I think that we need to start taking it like that. When, like, let's say you got an individual that let's say they talk trash shit about me, just so we could one to one. So let's say they talking trash about me, right? But you never hear me say anything negative about them. Whenever I'm speaking about them, even if it's a situation that's upsetting to me, I try to use the best words. I try to be as understanding as possible. But when they talking about me, they're like, "You dirty dog!" One energy is from the Most High. The other energy isn't. I got another clip. So I want to show y'all this insanity. And this is what I mean by people like Ilhan Omar. They hate us. Trump keep telling y'all that, but for whatever the reason is, y'all people are crazy. Y'all running around with blue hair. Y'all just crazy.
Families need the relief. We need leaders who will invest in our neighbors, not attack them. The Somali community in Minnesota is a backbone of the state.
I want to be clear about something. They've stole $1.7 billion by claiming that their kids have autism at an astronomical rate, and they don't. I just want to be clear about this.
Families need the relief. We need leaders who will invest in our neighbors, not attack them. The Somali community in Minnesota is a backbone of the state. We contribute to the economy, we serve our communities, we raise families, and we do it with pride. We move to communities in greater Minnesota that have been decimated by the bad practices of the big corporation interest.
No, most of our communities that's destroyed and broken down, it's because of democratic leadership, period.
And Beatz brings small local business, like here today, multi-generational income and help with restoration. I am saying this to say we are greater than fear, and to my Somali community, Iskasha Tomakufto, which means when people stand together, they do not fall. We will continue to show up for one another with courage. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, and I want to end with this. We're gonna do one more chant, and we're gonna have some great food. All right, you guys ready for that? All right, you're gonna say Manta Manta. Wa malim wene Manta.
Wa malim wene Manta.
Manta Manta Manta.
Manta Manta Manta.
Wa malim wene Manta.
Nah, I don't chant nothing like that. They doing the spell right now, man.
Manta Manta Manta. Wa malim wene Manta.
They doing a spell right now. Y'all better stop chanting stuff people tell you to chant. Fam, you better stop chanting things people tell you to chant. Right now, that's part of the problem we got in America right now. So many of y'all actually under hypnosis. I'm just being honest with you. A lot of y'all just under hypnosis, man. That's really literally what it is. That's why we got the leftist people that's just absolutely insane. And then we got even people on the left that's like, what's wrong with them? Like, I don't like Trump either, but da-da-da. Those people just don't like Trump. But the other people they got, that's why I keep saying people got mental health problems. The other ones, anyway, on hypnosis. It is what it is, man. Anyway, hold on. That was crazy, though. They started having them chant. Stop! Don't be doing no chants, man. I don't do chants. Listen to what Trump has to say.
Do you think Islam is at war with the West?
I think Islam hates us. There's something there.
I want to say something real quick, and then I'm going to start this back over and let y'all hear it. But for anybody that say that Islam does not hate America, I'm going to agree that there are a ton of Muslim people who do not hate America. I'm going to agree that there's even more Arab people, most likely, that don't hate America. There are a lot of people that belong to that specific demographic that has no beef with America, just so we can be clear. But I say all that to preface this. But if you move to a place and you hate all of their customs and you're trying to force them to change all of their customs to whatever your customs is, that's hate.
Do you think Islam is at war with the West?
I think Islam hates us. There's something there that there's a tremendous hatred there. There's a tremendous hatred. We have to get to the bottom of it. There is an unbelievable hatred of us.
In Islam itself?
You're going to have to figure that out, okay? You'll get another Pulitzer, right? But you're going to have to figure that out. But there is a tremendous hatred, and we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very careful, and we can't allow people coming into this country who have this hatred of the United States.
I want to be clear on something. You notice he said people who have this hatred. So he's not talking about just all Muslims, just so we can be clear. And he's not talking about only Muslims, just so we can be clear.
And of people that are not Muslim.
I guess the question is there a war?
Yeah, he just actually co-signed what I just said when I was co-signing what he was saying right after I said what I was saying about what he was saying.
Between the West and radical Islam, or is there war between the West and Islam
It's
itself?
radical, but it's very hard to define. It's very hard to separate because you don't know who's who.
Last night you told CNN.
I'm going to stop right there because I want to say something real quick. Do y'all remember before Trump won this election, right? So whenever I said this, it probably was like around February or March of the year. That's when I started saying it, probably around February, March of last year, 2024. And I told y'all, I said, look, this is what's going to happen, right? I said, you have a lot of people who they're not illegal. Pardon me. You have a lot of people who are illegal and they're committing no crimes. They're not doing anything wrong. They're literally keeping their head low, doing all of the things that they're supposed to be doing in the society, and they're actually helping the community. They're benefits to the community, but they're just illegals. And I said, what's going to happen is this. And I said, all of you dudes that's illegals and y'all not criminals, y'all better get those dudes that are illegals and are criminals away from your work site. Because what's going to happen is they're going to come for those guys. And while coming from those guys, they're going to pick everyone up. Okay? Now I'm about to hit you in the head. I wouldn't put it past the Democratic Party to contact ICE and tell ICE where illegals are with real information where illegals really are, just so they could show up and protest them. These people are mentally ill, fam. I 100% believe, I'm not saying it's happening, but I 100% believe that the Democrats, the liberals would, I'm not saying they are, but I believe that they would contact ICE, be like, illegals is over there, just so they could show up and harass ICE as they were arresting the illegals. I 100% believe that. And what did Trump say? We don't know who's who, so we got to get rid of all of them. I told you.
And quote, Islam hates us. Did you mean all 1.6 billion Muslims?
I mean a lot of them.
Do you want to clarify the comment at all?
Well, you know, I've been watching the debate today, and they're talking about radical Islamic terrorism or radical Islam, but I will tell you there's something going on that maybe you don't know about, and maybe a lot of other people don't know about, but there's tremendous hatred, and I will stick with exactly what I said to Anderson Cooper.
I have quite a few Muslim friends that I do not think hate America at all. Like, at all. I was talking to, I have a friend, a Dominican friend. Wait, no, pardon me, he's Colombian. So I was talking to him the other day. Shout out to Colombia. That's what we call him. So I was talking to him the other day. And he driving me home or whatever. We were coming from an event. I don't want to say what it is. He driving me home. And we start talking and he brings up Trump. And I'm like, oh man, I don't really want to talk about Trump with somebody that I know is not a national American and that is a friend of mine. But if this is what we doing, this is what we doing. And he says, how do I feel about the illegals in America? I was like, all right, here you go. We about to argue. This mofo is about to put me out of his whip. I'm gonna have to carry all of this food home. So I'm like, I think they need to be deported. He said, I agree. Then he started telling me about his journey to become a citizen and how many years it took him. Over 10. He said, this isn't fair. That these people, they don't have to they could just walk right in. And then not only could they just walk right in, but they're giving houses, they're giving cars, they're giving all of this money. He's like, it's not fair. So I'm saying this, and I want to be clear about this. There are a lot of people who are not from America that is not happy with the situation of the illegals just being able to come in and do whatever they want. Stop listening to the Democrats. Our people gotta get away from the Democrats. I'm going to explain something to you. I don't believe that you can go to heaven if you're voting Democrat. I just don't believe you could go to heaven. I don't believe you could go to heaven if you're pro-abortion. I don't believe you could go to heaven if you're pro turning little boys into little girls and little girls into little boys. And before you say, I don't agree with that, I agree with the other stuff, it don't matter. You voted for that. You understand? God isn't going to say, well, I know you voted for that person. You know, I know where your heart is, because he does know where our heart is. Don't get this confused. But you did a thing that hurt others. And you had the requisite information to know better. You see, if you don't know better, then you just don't know better. But if God is constantly giving you the information and you like, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, and it ain't, who you think is sending you that information? I'm very cognizant of when a human being is trying to influence me. So when it's just the world doing it, it's an act of God. You understand? Like, I'm very cognizant of that. This actually, I don't want to speak on it, but I'm very cognizant of it. All right? I'm extremely aware. And I'm saying all that to say, if you don't think God wants you to do the right thing, and he doesn't want to save you, and he doesn't want you to be in his well wishes, you are wrong. Because that's 100% what the Most High wants. He wants to be able to embrace every last one of us. I promise you he do. One of the things that warms my heart the most is when I say something to a child and I could see that their belief in God goes up. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Directing these children to the Most High. They're His. They're not mine, they're not yours, they're His. So imagine being a person who wants to prevent people from saving children from being raped and trafficked. There was a thing that happened a while ago. It happened about 4 or 5 years ago. It was real big in the news. I don't know how. Just bear with me. It was real big in the news, and it was about trafficking. So basically, there are a lot of women that are in the field of adult entertainment against their will. And a lot of these women just live in other countries. And you don't know that they're doing it against their will. Because a lot of them will be like, you know, I don't really want to get into it. I mean, I don't know. They're just doing it against their will. So the site Pornhub had to change their whole entire, this is how bad it was. The site Pornhub had to change their whole entire criteria. They took off, allegedly, I don't have the article in front of me, but they took off like a ton of, I don't want to put it up on the screen. I don't know who's in here watching. I don't really want to spend too much time on this. I just need for you to understand something. It was so bad that now they had to like jump through all of these hoops in order for them to be able to be in America. I think it's to be in America, but like in other countries, people don't care. But that's how bad it is. You understand? Most of these, a large percentage of these women that you see in this adult entertainment, they're not there on because they want to. Some of them are locked in that room. Some of them been there since they've been kids. They've been children. Some of them were just women that, you know, I'm so independent. I'm going to go here by myself and I'm going to go there by myself, and they get kidnapped. I just really don't like the Democrats. I see things that they're doing, and I understand the implications of their actions. For anybody that's been here for a while, I've been telling the future on this page for how long? I've been prognosticating for how long and been deadly accurate. I stopped doing it for a reason. But it doesn't mean that I still don't see, you know? I'm just not sharing. I just wish our people did better. But I don't think we got a chance. I just don't think we got a chance. I'm gonna explain this one more time. I explained it in the beginning of the video. For how many years have we been 13% of the population? We're 13% of the population. Our numbers don't grow. our women consider it a badge of honor to have an abortion. Like, you've been convinced by white liberal women that the greatest thing that a black woman could do is have an abortion. Like, they've convinced y'all this. Y'all gonna say I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Y'all consider that to be part of y'all health routine. Like, I don't know, popping a pimple or something. Putting cream on your face at night. That's how y'all consider abortions. No other race in America is having abortions at the rate of black women and black girls. And before somebody say, well, the father, the black man, we're not doing that. Because y'all fought for it to be your decision and your decision alone. So I don't want a black man being blamed for your pregnancy or what you do after your pregnancy. You understand? Because y'all fought for the right for all of that to be your own decision. Remember, a man doesn't have a uterus. He can't tell you nothing. Right? So therefore, I don't want to hear he shouldn't have laid down with you. Woman has the child. The woman is the head of the child. The man is the head of the woman. Christ is the head of man. God is the head of Christ. I'm so upset that I ate all of my biscuits yesterday. I had biscuits. I was in. I want some of the bitches. I want some biscuits now. I'm so upset I ate all my biscuits yesterday. I'm just thinking about that now. Anyway, so you know, you had to cook them. I had the dough, biscuit dough. Do I got more biscuits in there? I have more biscuit dough. I don't know. Some biscuits, yo. It's like you can't help us. It's like whenever you try to help black people, all they want to do is talk about slavery. All they want to do is talk about the past. So you can't even help us. Like, we can't be helped. You get it? They got us in such a perpetual victim mentality that even when help comes, we refuse it. Trump said, y'all streets is too dangerous. Kids is getting killed. I'm going to send the National Guard. Y'all said no. That's insane. And just so we could be clear, the people who live there is happy the National Guard is coming. It's the people who don't live there. They're the ones that's pissed. They go jump on a bus and go to where the National Guard is and be like, get out of here. But the people that live there are like, please stay. But y'all still gonna go vote Democrat. Even though the Democrats are literally in the middle of preventing your neighborhoods from being safe for your kids. I just want to throw that out there. So, I'll tell you what I believe the game plan of the Democrats is. They're trying to force Trump to go into martial law. That's what they're trying to force. And then if Trump goes into martial law, then they could pretend he's a dictator. But in reality, I think that we need to go into martial law. And I think that we need what do you call that? We need curfews. I'm being honest with you. I think we need curfews. And I don't think every single individual needs curfews. I think that, you know, I think kids, we need to do martial law. And anybody that's under 17 and under cannot be outside unless they're coming from a job after 10. I think that solves so many of our problems. So many of our problems. Also, I think that if you're on public assistance and your child is failing, I think they should lower your public assistance or take you off. How about that? I think that if you're over there producing kids that are just gonna tear down the community, just bad kids, I don't think you should get government assistance. I think that if you got 5 kids and all of your kids are like straight A students, I think you should get more money for government assistance than some lady that got 5 kids and all of her kids is D students. I think you should get more money. I think schools that can compete with schools in other countries, I think they should get more funding. We have schools that can't compete with no one. We have like the worst educational system on the planet almost, other than countries that have no educational system. You got third world countries that got better schools than us. This is factual stuff. I'm not capping. This is real talk. So that's what I think. I think they should 100% stick with the somebody in the house has to work thing. Keep that. But I also think that now your grades and everything, whatever your kid is doing in school, should directly affect how much money you get from the government. So if you're one of those people that got like 5 kids and 3 of your kids don't go to school, you get $0 from the government. You got 3 kids, 2 of them don't go to school, you get $0 from the government. And they're not holding it, and then after the shit get corrected, they giving you all the back pay. No. You just cut off. Your housing is cut off. Your food stamps is cut off. Everything is cut off. That's what I think they should do. Because how else are we going to save the next generation of kids if the parents aren't involved? And the Democratic process is trying, the Democratic Party is trying so hard to remove the parents' involvement from the life. In California, they could just take your kid. Why are so many people detransitioning? That's a really big thing right now. Because they took all of these moldable minds and convinced them that they was a gender other than the one that they were born as. They were a sex other than the one that they were born as. So now you have all of these people that went chopping off their breasts, chopping off their wieners, all of this stuff. And now a couple of years have passed. And that feelings went away. It's like when you have a kid that wants to be a firefighter one week, and then the next week you want to be a policeman, and the next week you want to be an astronaut, and the next week you want to be a football player. But what you did was, when he said he wanted to be an astronaut, you went all in. So now he has no other choice but to be an astronaut. Now he doesn't want to be an astronaut no more. He wants to be a football player, but he has to be an astronaut. He has no choice. That's what you guys did. Also, fun fact, when they cut these dudes' wieners off and make them guys David JJ down there, they have to do so much maintenance that they hate it, apparently. Like, you got to keep cleaning the thing out. It keeps getting infected. Some of them cannot have sex because it's painful. Just fun fact. I am going to get to some of these. I'm about to get ready to make some videos, so I am going to let y'all go. But we will be dropping 10-minute videos, and I know that to be a fact because I'm getting off right now, and I'm about to make a couple, and then we're going to have some more that's going to be popping out a little bit later today. Tim Walz allegedly allowed illegals to defraud Minnesota of millions. And y'all wanted him to be the vice president. And y'all still crying that he didn't win. Like, is there's just a point? There's just a point where, before I go, I wanted to just bring this up. Do y'all remember when I was telling y'all all of those people that was like, we hate Trump, and they be all over the internet? Remember when I was telling y'all that those people weren't even based in America? I've been telling y'all that for like, I was telling y'all that since last year. Those people ain't even based in America. Why did Elon Musk just prove that those people ain't based in America? I told y'all. Those people are not based in America, fam. So I just want to, just so we can understand just how freaking foolish us as black people are. Y'all allow some people that don't even live in America to convince y'all to hate America, even when America was trying to do good by you. Trump can't come and give us anything right now because we won't accept it. So he's giving everybody else stuff. I need for black people to understand what's going on right now. Trump can't come and give us anything because we won't accept it. So he's giving stuff to every other people. Not because he don't want to give us stuff, but because we won't accept it. Because the Democratic Party have convinced y'all to hate Trump. So who is he doing deals with? China. Japan. Saudi Arabia. And all of the people in those areas and their people are benefiting. Taiwan. But he can't do no deals with black Americans because we won't go. And I told y'all that those people that are saying all of that stuff on the internet, they not even from America. Those is foreign agitators. I told y'all. And then what did Elon Musk just prove? That to be correct. I just want to just throw that out there. Another thing that I've been telling y'all for a long time that turned out to be true. I just be flexing sometimes because people love to say that I'm a liar. So sometimes I just be flexing. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You're trying to take my words out of context so you can say that I'm lying. But if you put my words in context about whatever I'm talking about, I'm always been as honest could be. Satan just lives in some of y'all, and there's just nothing anybody can do about it. With that being said, we're gonna get up out of here. I love y'all. Yo, go out there in the world, do something. I'm gonna make a couple of videos. They should be out shortly. So I gotta get to some stuff. So expect some videos within the next couple of hours. 10-minute videos, and go check out our shorts, I guess. With that being said, I love y'all. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there into the world, do something worth doing, fam. Like, we gotta do better. We really gotta do better, yo. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just want to say this. I think we're really the only people that black people. We're really the only people that sit around thinking about how we could do evil stuff to other black people just because they black. Like, Africans do evil stuff to everybody. You get it? Like, if you're a Muslim and you're a bad person, you're doing evil stuff to everybody. If you're white and you're a bad person, you're doing evil stuff to everybody. When you black and you're a bad person, you just sit around trying to figure out how you're going to do evil stuff to another black person. For the most part. I'm not trying to say crimes aren't committed against people outside the black community, absolutely. But black people just sit around figuring out how they're going to hate other black people. Like, it's crazy. It's bananas. That's why I'm going to say something. That's why I keep trying to tell people I'm not going to marry no black woman. I don't care how nice she is. I don't care. I'd rather just die alone. Because she might be great and a good person and the perfect match for me. But then I still got to deal with her family. I still got to deal with that. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. I'd rather just die alone. I'm fine with that. 100% fine with that. I promise you I am. I'd rather just die alone. I don't want to be a part of no black family. I don't want to have to sit around and listen to whining and poor me all day and victimhood and I'm a victim. I don't want that. How are we supposed to do anything in life worth doing if all we could do is sit around and try to figure out how we a victim? Everything. So I love y'all. I think black women are the most beautiful women on the planet. Like the looks are there. But I also know that it's the super victim mentality. Also, if you date a black woman, then she's never gonna pay for nothing, apparently. Also, you have to go take her to all of the most expensive places. She's never gonna respect you because that's not a thing. Even if, no matter how much you work or whatever, even if she don't work, you have to do all the cooking and cleaning. Like, that don't make no sense. Why would any man want to do that? She's gonna have all the mouth in the world. Y'all gonna argue over everything. Everything's gonna be an argument. Everything's gonna be arduous. Everything. And she's most likely gonna be cheating on you. Because in our black culture, everybody wants to be a cheater for some strange reason. I don't get it. I don't know why. But everybody wants to be a cheater. I'd have no idea why. I mean, I'm pretty sure black women are being cheated on by black men right and left also, just so we can be clear. It's just something that's in our culture. I don't subscribe anyone date any black people for the most part. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. If you want to have, unless you like toxic life. I don't like toxic lifestyle. Just so we can be clear. Like, if I'm trying to holler at you and I see that you got your family is toxic towards me, I'm not going to holler. I don't care what race you are, just so we can be clear. I don't care how much I like you. I don't care. Your family is toxic towards me. Why would I want to invite that into my life? It doesn't make sense. So unless God is saying I don't got no damn choice, now I'm going to go do something else. Like be by myself and die alone. I'm 100% fine with that. I promise you I am. I promise you. Like this is, I promise you. Why do they send me some stupid shit? So, the congresswoman is in here, or her people are in here. I'll read this. I'll read your thing. Because you only send me emails when I'm on live, apparently. So, New Jersey Congresswoman, I'll read the whole thing for you too. If you and your people are gonna send me stuff, I'll read it. Even if I don't agree with it, I'll read it. It's news still, right? Let's keep it a stat. News is my job, not anything else. So hold on. So this is Nellie Powell. I don't know if they just send them out this time of the day and I'm just on a thing. That might also be it, but I never get these unless I'm on live. And I'm fine with that. So if y'all are in here sending it to me while I'm on live, keep it up. I don't want you to stop. I'll do your thing. Anyway, Nellie Powell says, this is Congresswoman Nellie Powell writing to update about reports that the so-called Department of Government of Efficiency, or DOGE, has been abruptly closed down by the Trump administration. First established in January under the leadership of multi-billionaire Elon Musk, these words is tiny, DOGE was heralded by the administration as the watershed that would reduce waste and make the government leaner and more effective. I just want to say something. It has. Like, we found trillions upon trillions of dollars that were being misused. So Doge has been successful as far as I'm concerned in any regard. From the beginning, however, Doge's policies were mired in controversy, which they were. Early news reports allege that Doge and its staff were assessing the private financial and social security records of millions of Americans. I fought against the alleged breaches from the start. Just so we could be clear, Democrats considered illegals to be Americans. So, no, you gotta, they say things, but they also think illegal aliens are Americans. Like, there's a person right now that was born in El Salvador, and he's never been an American citizen, but to him, he's an American citizen. He's from Maryland. So these people, I don't know. In any regard. From the beginning, however, Doge's policies was mired in controversy. Early news reports allege that the Doge and its staff were accessing the private financial and social security records of millions of Americans. I fought against these alleged breaches from the start. Doge's staff members allegedly tried to circumvent Congress and the law, which I also condemn. Also, might I add that this is a government agency? Why don't we want a government agency to find fraud? Like, do you understand? I'm going to say something real quick. Do you understand what my issue with the Democrats is? So y'all don't want us to find with fraud. Y'all don't want us to find missing children. Y'all don't want us to stop illegals from coming into the country. Y'all don't want us to stop people from stealing money from the government and then sending them to other countries to furnish whatever the other country. Like, what do y'all want for the people born in America? And once you say that, all they're gonna do is talk about anchor babies, I bet. So, I'll finish reading this. It just Doge policies have helped fire vital federal employees, as they should have, working on critical areas, including doctors, scientists, and FAA employees. Ultimately, our government has had to spend billions of dollars to rehire essential workers who were fired or forced into retirement. Doge policies even pushed for major funding cuts at the National Institute of Health, causing sufficient damage to research in cancer, Alzheimer's. See, they just say stuff that ain't true. In fact, government spending in fiscal year 2025 was not only greater than 2024, but higher. I'm going to just show y'all something real quick. I'm just going to show y'all why that, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, people, I don't know what's going on. People just, I don't know what to tell you. So, I guess, see, this is the problem. All of my life, I've been hearing that smart people don't have that many friends. And I'm going to agree, it's damn near impossible. Because you watch people do stuff, and then it's like, yeah, you just like, are you an idiot? Like, and then, but you don't want to say that because it's your friend. Like, so, I don't know what to do. Anyway, check this out. Just real quick question. I'm not even gonna type it. How much tariff money did Biden get in 2024? No. How much tariff money? How much tariff money did America collect in 2024? $77 billion. Okay, so yeah, our spending can go up. Just so we can be clear, our spending can go up. So complaining that our spending is going up after we just took in more than half, pardon me, as we just took in 2 times the amount of money through tariffs than we did last year, our spending did go up. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but does she want the government to make more money and then don't spend it on the American people? I would love to interview this lady. And it'll be nice. I'm not gonna be there to start trouble. It'll be pretty nice. Y'all have seen me interview people that I don't agree with their positions. I'll let them say their piece. I'm not gonna hold them up on every single thing that they say, but I'm gonna, hold them. I'm gonna hold them accountable, but I'm not gonna hold you up on everything that you say because that's just annoying. So yeah, America has money, taking in so much more money last year than this year. And this isn't even the trade. The increase is attributed to the Trump administration's new and expanded tariff policy, which has significantly boosted government revenue from import duties. And the Democrats are challenging the tariffs in court. The Democrats are trying to prevent us from getting a fair deal from another country that is going to put money in our pockets. I don't know how y'all vote Democrat. I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to get up out of here, though. I don't know how y'all vote Democrat. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest. Like, how do you vote Democrat? Every single thing that they do works against the American people. They want abortions. Who did that work against? Black people. Why is that? Because our young ladies love having abortions. They never want babies, but they love being pregnant. I don't know what to tell you. So we only 13% of the population, and we're never gonna grow. You understand? Our population is never gonna rise. The only way for the black population to rise is if we start just exclusively dating outside of the black race. We have to date women that don't want to have abortions. So you can't date black women. You understand? Because if she does have the baby, what's the chances you're going to be able to be in the home? You're not even going to be able to be in the home. She's just I'm saying all this, and I know there's people that's mad at me, and it's like, oh, he's so wrong for saying that. But I'm not wrong. People just don't like to hear it. There's a difference. I am not wrong. Black women have abortions at a higher rate than every other people in America. And we're only 13% of the population. And even add to that, white people's numbers are going down because they're not having as many babies for whatever the reasons might be. And we still are 13% of the population. Do you understand what I'm saying? Our numbers are going down. Do you get it? Why you think they imported all of these illegals that y'all fighting tooth and nail for to replace you? Think about it. When they bring the illegals in, what jobs are they taking? Construction workers, truck drivers, heavy labor. What's most of our jobs? Construction workers, truck drivers, heavy labor. But y'all never gonna get it. Never. Because our people don't care. And this is sad. This is super sad. But our people don't care about our future. They got y'all not even caring about the future. That's why y'all little babies is outside killing and shooting each other. When was the last time you talked to your kids about their future? Y'all sat down and just had to talk about how great their future is going to be if they just got to stay on track. Do you ever talk to your kids about how much potential they have and how gifted they are and how blessed they are to be them? Because when I be over there with the kids at football, this is what I talk about. When I'm talking to the kids over there, whatever I'm talking to the kids, this is the type of energy I'm giving them. When I'm playing basketball at the park and some kids show up and we're talking, this is the type of energy I'm giving them. You got a whole future ahead of you, man. This is only 5 minutes. By the time you get 20, you're going to forget about most of the stuff you did when you was 14. Let's put in the effort, the energy, now. And let's put the projection in our mind where we want to end up now. But we don't talk to our kids like that. We talk to our kids like this. You better get out when you get 18. But give them no tools to take care of themselves. Be like, you better go out there and figure it out. But when you go into other people's homes of other demographics, they're walking step by step with their child to make sure that their child, when they push them, when they go out into the world, that they could be successful. They letting the child stay home until the child is prepared to leave. We throw our kids to the wolves. And we also fight to keep all of the terrible criminals in our community, so that's who our kids could become friends with. All of the murderers and killers and rapists. We make sure that they stay in the community. We don't want the police arresting them. That part. We don't want the police to come get these rapists and these murderers, and they better stay out of our neighborhoods and leave our people alone. This is black people. But then as soon as somebody die, you're going to say, where the police at? But when the police try to catch the person that did the murder, y'all going to say, oh, they didn't do it the right way. They didn't do it the way I wanted them to do it. Free that man. They have us go against every single thing that's in our best interest. And at this point, they don't even have to try. Y'all just automatically attuned to it. Oh, that's tearing the neighborhood down. We love it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bowmans. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. I gotta change that. I gotta change that. I thought I was gonna change it, But I can't join a toxic family. I just can't do it. Maybe the toxicity go away. I don't know. But I can't join a toxic family. I just can't do it. And God is telling me to not do it. But God is also telling me not to look away. So I don't know what to do about that. Like he's saying wait. I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang, hashtag Bronx Bonus. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one.